So by now, you guys should have a couple of pictures for your digital collages that you've downloaded from unsplash.com. Remember, these are fair use photos. So these are photos that you guys can use throughout your projects, and you will not be in trouble with anything with copyright. And I want to show you guys how to create collage with these images and how to put it in Photoshop. So one of the first things you'll want to do is pull up the collection of photos that you have saved. And for me, I just have these two photos for this tutorial purpose. And what you all really need to do is drag and drop into your Photoshop. You'll notice that it looks really pixelated, and that's because it is a smart object right now, and it's just in transform right now. So if you hit enter, it'll become crisp. But you'll see that there's this image right here, and I really don't like that image right there because you can't manipulate this photo. It says, could not use the gradient tool because the smart object is not directly editable. Hit OK. In order to do this, in order to make it more editable, you'll have to go into layers, go down to rasterize, and go to smart object. Now, I can't tell you why exactly, but this is just something that you will have to do every single time that you see this little icon on your layers. But once you do that, you'll notice that it disappeared. So now this is a layer that you can just manipulate and use now. And remember that my background layer is already locked, and I want to keep it locked. And because I saved my images already with the title that I wanted, so this is leaves, grapefruit, the layer is also renamed. If it is not, if it says layer 1 or layer 2, you want to rename it. You always want to make sure that you make that a habit, because you could have like 50,000 layers in your layers panel, and you will just get so confused on which image is for what layer. And so if you rename it, you are just saving yourself from headaches. And remember, if you want to rename it, all you have to do is double click, and then now you can just rename it and then click away. So what I want to do first is I want to get rid of this background. And one of the best tools that you can use is this wand. So there's a magic wand tool. There's also quick selection tool and object selection tool. I love using magic wand and quick selection tool because I feel like it is really, really easy to use. And it's one of the first tools that I love to teach my students because it's one of the easiest tools to learn. So actually, I think I want to use the quick selection tool, and I'm going to quickly select my background. And you'll notice little marching ants all around my leaves. And once I like where it is, where it's going around, all you have to do is hit the backspace button and it will disappear. Sometimes you'll notice that there's little marks on the outside or little marks that you want to get rid of, and you can just get rid of it with the eraser tool. In order to do that, you'll want to go over here. It is the eraser tool right here. But one thing, I can't erase this because you'll notice that there are marching ants right here. If you have marching ants around any part of your image, it's saying that you just want to erase inside the selection. So therefore, you will have to do the Control D to deselect. So Control D. And then you can go to eraser tool, and you can, if you feel like your eraser tool is too small, you can always come over here and bring up the size, and then erase whatever you need to erase. I'm going to go back to my move tool. I'm going to move this leaves over. So one thing that I will try to teach you guys are hotkeys. So hotkeys, you'll notice that on each of the tools, it says eraser tool, and in parentheses, it says E. That means if you type in E on the keyboard, that is the tool that will come up. Let's say you want the brush tool. It says brush tool B. If I hit the brush tool B, if I hit B, the brush tool will come up. And it looks very similar, but you'll notice the brush tool here. If I hit E, it's the eraser tool. I'm going to do that again. So we are going to bring in another one. So I'm going to bring in my grapefruit. So here's my grapefruit. I'm going to hit enter. Go to layers, rasterize, smart object. And I can go to my quick selection tool and basically quick select whatever I want. So let's say I just want this grapefruit. And it doesn't have to be perfect. And that's the grapefruit that I want. You can actually hit Control J. You'll notice another layer popped up. If I hide my grapefruit layer, this grapefruit is a single grapefruit orange. I'm going to type in the color name just in case. I just like labeling all of these things. So there's my single grapefruit orange. I've hidden this layer because I feel like I don't need it. I just wanted my one grapefruit. And I might just erase it actually. So I'm going to come over here, highlight this grapefruit, delete it. Do you want to delete the grapefruit layer? Yes. Come to my single grapefruit orange, go to my eraser tool, and just erase the edges. I'm going to bring the move tool. I can make it bigger if I wanted to, and in order to do that, you do Control T. I can make it bigger. If you bring this layer below the leaves layer, now it is behind the leaves. So now you want to start on your digital collages. You want to bring in, make sure you save all of your images from Unsplash. And what we have done before is just drag and drop. Make sure you go to Layer, Rasterize Smart Object to get rid of that little icon on the corner. And now you can start creating your collages. Remember, if you want to move any of the leaves, you have to be on that layer. So if I want to move my leaves, I have to make sure that I am on the layer. If I highlight both of them, I can move both. Just keep that in mind. So yeah, go ahead and start. Let me know if you have any questions.